All right, Max, thank you. Meanwhile, across the bridge in Arkansas, the city of West Memphis has been in the spotlight recently after an investigation into 4 law enforcement officers who are accused of sexual misconduct and intimidation. This as the city is looking to expand its police department. West Memphis Mayor McClendon joins us live right now at 3 o'clock to talk about what's going on in his city. Mayor, welcome back to the 3 o'clock show. How have you been?
Thank you for having me. I'm doing well.
Good, good. A lot going on in West Memphis, to say the least. Let's start with the investigation involving these West Memphis officers. How serious are you taking this?
Well, as you know, I cannot discuss the details of the investigation, but I take this matter and these investigations and accusations very seriously. Matter of fact, when I was notified about this, I was actually in Washington. I immediately said, let's make sure that we have our outside investigator to make sure that we show fairity to the police department and the officers that are being involved, but most importantly, making sure the people of West Memphis know they're going to do diligent investigation so that we can get down to the bottom of this and clear someone from these matters. And
that's what I wanted to also ask you about. Was this an investigation called by your office or, again, an outside agency and maybe looking into it, or what?
Well, the outside agency, but we are doing the investigation right here in the city.
Right. Right now, Mayor, do you think any of the officers will be fired, or is it too early to say?
Well, I think it's too early to say, but I do want to add, it's so many great things going on with our police department. Right now, from the start of the year to now, it's over 52% decrease in violent crimes, as well as you have new police buildings that are being built and fire department being built in our city.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about that. How did that come about? We're looking at some, I believe we have some renderings up right now of the fire department and the police department headquarters. How soon will this likely take place?
Right now, they're in the prosthetic moments right now, so definitely we get ready to go into engineer design. And then soon we'll be breaking ground pretty soon. I'm thinking about in the next 90 days, you know, I said it. And I want to add something else too. It hasn't been, I knock on wood, but it hasn't been one homicide in the city of West Memphis this year. So we're very excited about the accomplishment that our police department is doing.
When you have an expansion like what we're seeing right here, what's being proposed and what you say will happen very soon, can it really make a positive change in the community? I know it's more than just a building, more so than just a structure itself, but the people, can they make a difference?
Yes, definitely. It builds pride up in our community. It makes people proud to be part of Arkansas, us, the shirt I have on.
I see that.
And we work hard to let the people know that there's so much more to come in our city, and so many great things are happening. We've been on a winning streak for so long, so many great things coming in the next couple of weeks. You're going to hear about the biggest investment in the city of West Memphis. So when you have great things going on, you may have some things that may hinder you just a little bit, but the most part of West Memphis, we are on the right track.
Before we talk about some of the other positive things going on in your city, I wanted to also talk about some other things kind of going on in the state. We've heard so much about these Arkansas State Police chases that have ended up with some fatalities in some cases. What are your thoughts about that? Is it time to kind of tone it down a little bit, or do you think they can be effective, or what?
Well, I think they can be effective, but I would like, personally, they was toned down just a little bit. But one of the things that it is doing is helping to keep our community safe. You know, when you have our police department and the Arkansas State Police who are doing the pit maneuvers, it puts fear in individuals that are trying to create crime in our community. And that's the thing that we want to do. We want to make it safer for the citizens of our city. So you ask me, should they tone it down? I'm not really in the position to say that. I think every situation has to be judged on the situation that they may be in, but I know that it's making noise, and definitely my prayers go out to the families who have lost individuals during these times. But it's just one of the things that state police is making that decision. They have the right to do.
All right, I understand that. Another thing going on in the city itself, though, the return of what, food trucks?
Yeah, actually, we can really have our first food truck park that we're so happy about. You know, so many citizens, we have 7 food trucks within our city.
Sure.
And then you have people during their lunch break or during dinner, they going over all parts of our city trying to find one truck. But right now, they've been going to an area that's safely designed by the city, lighting, electricity, and they can get whatever they want in that one area.
Have one last thing to ask you about that really grabbed a lot of attention. Email went out from you. Some people may have seen it on social media. Changing the name of the mighty Mississippi River to reflect the name West Memphis, the West Memphis River.
Well,
Mayor, what's this all about?
Well,
does this have to do with this being April 1st?
Well, you know what I did, I thought about that, but hey, since we in West Memphis, which is known as AKA Best Memphis, I said we should have the best part of the river. We don't want the whole river, we just want the best part, and that's from the outside outskirts of both bridges. We just want to name that the West Memphis River, because we think it's only fitting. If my President Trump can say he changing the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America, why can't we name Mississippi River, the best part of the river, to West Memphis, which represents the best part of Memphis?
It's a new day for sure.
Yes.
Renaming things for sure. Mayor Markham McClendon, always good to see you.
Thank you.
You keep it interesting. We appreciate that. Thank you. We're going to take a short break. We will be right back with you.